Red Voice News, splashing the check-in. Thank you for tuning in. Skateboarder Terry Kennedy is behind bars after brutally beating a man and threatening to kill cops. And I just read somewhere on Twitter like a couple of minutes ago that the man he had put hands on that he beat later on died from his injuries. So I'm going to say allegedly he died from his injuries. This is what I'm hearing, but I read that on Twitter. Okay, so he could potentially be facing up to life in prison. All right, now, if you don't know who Terry Kennedy is, Terry Kennedy, from when I first saw Terry Kennedy, he first made an appearance on Bam Margera's reality television show that he had. If you don't know who Bam Margera is, Bam Margera was a part of that Jackass crew, the Tony Hawk crew. He was on a couple of Tony Hawk video games, probably all of them, as a character you could choose to skateboard on, or to skateboard with, excuse me. He did skits for the Jackass television show. Then he went on to do skits for the Jackass movies. I think there's a third movie in the making right now. Then he went on to do his own reality television show where he was torturing his parents, and he had his friends in the show, skateboarding all around the house, doing skits. And one of the episodes, he had Terry Kennedy in one of the episodes. So I guess, you know, Terry was already doing his thing prior to the show. That's when I first saw Terry. And then he went on to get signed to Pharrell Williams from the Neptunes skateboard team. I don't know if he saw any real success through that, but I guess Pharrell, he tried to go down a business venture of signing his own skateboard team and traveling around the country with them. I know there were several guys that he signed on that skateboard team, and I don't know what they're up to today. And maybe Terry Kennedy was also a character in the Tony Hawk video games as well. I'm not sure. All right, but his talent got him to where he was at. He tried to give rapping a shot. Seemed like he was doing okay years ago. I mean, he was shining, had the jewels. Seemed like he was doing his thing. It's crazy because just a couple months ago, like a month or two ago, I just randomly ended up on Terry Kennedy's Instagram page, and he was hanging out with Bam, and they had pictures together, videos together. Seemed like he was doing okay. And then this happened. So Terry Kennedy, 36, was taken into custody in Oak Brook Terrace, Illinois on Tuesday after police responded to a report of a battery at a motel. He's in jail on a $100,000 bond. He threatened to kill the police. According to law enforcement, Kennedy was accused of violently attacking a man at the motel, leaving a victim with a fractured skull and a concussion. Okay. And you've heard me say on some of my previous videos on this channel right here and on my buymeacoffee.com page that I have right here, I have videos talking about this. You never want to, whenever you're faced with conflict, okay, and things start to get heated, the best thing you could do is walk the other way, okay? It don't make you a punk or soft for walking away. Because if you attack somebody and you're not defending yourself, like defending yourself is one thing, that's perfectly fine. But when you initiate the attack, you throw the first punch, you rush somebody, nobody's going to sympathize with anybody that throws the first punch. Okay, whether you win, whether you lose, or if something were to happen to that person you put hands on. Because I've seen this early on in my life where, I know two associates of mine, well, actually co-workers back in the day. I wouldn't even call them associates, but two co-workers back in the day, they ended up taking somebody's life through a fight. They didn't use any weapons. They just beat them, punched them. Their head, on the way down, their head hit the sidewalk. Their head hit a shelf. And, that caused a concussion, caused a lot of brain damage, and they ended up dying from the injuries. Okay. And they got charged with manslaughter. They ended up doing, one did 11 years, the other one did 12 years. All right. So learning from somebody else's mistakes, I know, okay, if they were defending themselves, they would have never went to prison. They would have never went to jail. But since they initiated the fight, and both incidents could have been prevented because it was over nothing. It was over nothing. One was because a guy was looking at him the wrong way. And the other one was over a girl. In Terry Kennedy's situation, the case of Terry Kennedy, I don't know what it was over. And I would like to know what the race of the man that he beat. I want to know what his race is. Because Terry Kennedy, especially in that skateboarding world, that skateboarding life, there's not too many people that look like him in the skateboarding community. There are a lot of blacks that do skateboard. I'm not saying that black people don't go to the skateboard parks, but the majority of people, when you're competing, you're going to these events, competitions, X Games, whatever these events are called, the majority of people that you see competing do not look like Terry Kennedy. They don't look like me. They don't look like Terry Kennedy. All right. Oh, and I guess Terry Kennedy, he was also cool with Rob Dyrdek. I was actually, for whatever reason, Big Black came to my mind like 2 days ago. Because Big Black was, I guess, Rob Dyrdek's bodyguard. They had a reality TV show together. And then right before Big Black died, I guess Rob and Black, they were no longer friends. And he talked about how, like, he made me seem like, I was just this big pet Negro living with him because I didn't have a place of my own. When, he's like, I had a house. I had a house down the street from him. He's like, I had other clients as well. Like, I wasn't some homeless, goofy, big black Sambo was just eating chicken all day, doing goofy shit. Like, no, he's like, I out of life of my own. He just asked me to come over when we were filming. But once the cameras went off, I go right back to my house. So I remember that. But then, I guess Rob, he went on to do a couple of shows. And I guess he always wanted somebody, I guess a black sidekick. That's what he wanted. That's kind of the outline of the show. And I'm wondering if Terry Kennedy was on, what was that show called? Hold on. It was called The Fantasy Factory and Ridiculousness. And Ridiculousness was just him sitting on a couch and pulling up viral YouTube videos, and they would just make fun of the viral YouTube videos. I guess Terry Kennedy must have been on one of those shows. They said he threatened the cops 9 times, threatened to murder officers on 9 separate occasions. He even allegedly referenced the murder of a police officer in Whittier in 2017, telling officers, "We killed y'all in Whittier, California. We killed y'all." Okay. Was hit with a slew of charges, violated bond. He had been out on bond for a previous arrest, for a previous offense at the time of his arrest. He was also therefore charged for violating his bond. He remains behind bars as a Thursday afternoon jail records show. So if this is true from what I heard, that the guy he put hands on that he beat is dead due to his injuries, then, it's over for TK. It's sad because, he's had some ups and downs in his career. He got shot in the jaw one time, and, I don't know what happened with that Pharrell's skateboard team that they had. If he saw any success, if he ever got paid, or, did he feel like it was a waste of time? Or, I always wondered about that. Maybe there's an interview out there talking about it. But it's sad, man. Sad. Hey, man, if you like the content that I'm posting up on this YouTube channel, click to the link on the buymeacoffee.com page. It's similar to Patreon. You can support by sending a donation. Hover over the support tab and quote unquote buy me a coffee. It's the amount that you could donate is a minimum of $5. If you would like to become a member and check out some exclusive videos, do's and don'ts on living abroad, the information that nobody's talking about on YouTube. I have 10 videos posted up so far. You can become a member for $8 a month. All right. Like, subscribe, comment, share this video, and I'll check you out next time on the next video. Peace.